Can China make a premium blade? Well, hey folks, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode. I am your host, Aaron, and we're looking here today at the Kizer Sealion. We're looking at a knife that's going to come in at about $170. It is made in China, but it's made with s35vn steel, all titanium body, multi-roll ball bearing pivot, and really has lines that make it stand out from the crowd. So today we're gonna run this up against some other USA made blades that are around the same price point. We're gonna talk about not only quality, fit and finish, but just performance of the knife in general, because China is beginning to produce some of these super high-end knives that are starting to run very close to US price points of USA made knives. So not only are we just gonna do the general review and hit the points of this knife in this video, but we're also going to talk in concept. Is it worth considering, $175 knives made in China? Now, throughout this video, we are going to have links in the description below over to Blade HQ as well as Amazon, where you can pick up many of the knives that you're going to see in this video. And I want to thank you guys for supporting us with the hyperlinks that we offer to you, regardless if it's in this video or any other products and any other videos you may watch down the line or have previously watched. When you click those hyperlinks, helps us get out here and make videos just like this. So GT Junior and I are going to get to it, start discussing this blade with you, and show you what the Kizer Sealion has to offer and whether or not it's worth throwing down your hard-earned money. All right, Action Jackson blade portion of the video here. Now we have a 3.3 inch overall blade length, and we're looking at probably 3 1/4 cutting edge. Great blade shape, love that great blade shape. Very high saber grind into almost a full flat grind there. Thickness of a 1/4 inch. I've been saying 1/4 inch all night long. I've done like 4 knife videos. This is like my 4th knife video. This is an 1/8 of an inch, 0.12 on the overall thickness. Tapers down to a really good precise tip there. Really dig that a lot. Satin finish on there. Great part is that this is CPM S35vn steel. That is a screaming steel, guys. Now the CPM, from everything I know and understand, that is USA made. You can't get CPM over in China. So what this would tell me then is that the blade is from the US and handled in the US, and then the knife is put together in China. That's what I understand with the design and the making of the knife. So S35vn is an amazing steel. I love it. I would argue it's some of the top of the line stuff for everything, kind of all around. It's got great edge retention. I find that it's very easy for me to work with my diamond stones and my work sharp and ceramic rods. This is holding a phenomenal edge. Came with a good edge out of the box. No complaints there. At an 1/8 of an inch thick, it's a little thick compared to some other thinner blades out there. Just as an example, like at 0.1 on a Skyline, it's going to be a slightly better slicer with a hollow grind versus a flat grind. But I mean, this thing is for what it is, which is like a kind of high end. I mean, the blade shape is great. The blade shape is great. It is going to be a great EDC knife for cutting cardboard, going through all kinds of materials, nylon rope, whatever it is. If you just want that super classy blade, and still give you really good guard, really good tip for precision, penetrating, that type of thing, it's going to absolutely do all those things really, really well and have an iconic blade shape and a fantastic choice in steel. Boom! All right, this handle, folks, is delicious. I love it. It's a titanium handle. Every angle is perfectly contoured. There is not a hot spot on this blade, and I love that. Very, very nice. Very cool seal. Again, Sealion. Seal etching in here. It kind of looks like seal skin a little bit. Really dig that. So you're having this very light traction, nothing else. I mean, there's no jimping, there's no traction. I mean, this is a light duty, gentleman EDC, but fantastic contouring. Really feels good in the hand. Really like that a lot. Great cut in with the flipper and then that cut in. So you do have a lot of traction there, that you could do harder tasks and you're not worried about it sliding up and hurting yourself because there's no other traction there. But just really well done. Flow through construction, standoffs there on the back. Really dig that a lot. The titanium, all titanium handle is going to weigh in at 3.7 ounces. So under 4 ounces for this size of blade is really nice. Great just accents there on the pivot. There you go. Gorgeous pivot. That cool kind of blue pocket clip there. Really good. Overall length, if I remember correctly, is 4.375 inches overall. Got that kind of hump back here. No hot spots though, as I've said. Large size gloves. It's like cupping a baby seal in your hand at the zoo or something. I don't know. Nice and comfortable. The pivot and deployment is superb as well on this blade. We have ball bearing bushings in here, guys. Kizer's really killing it with that. Really, really smooth. Perfect. Pops into place. Good detent. Really like that a lot. Nice flipper. Not too large, not too crazy, not too sharp. Just perfect. The ergonomics are just insane on this thing and the comfortability of the blade. So it just flies open like butter. Like a buttered sea lion is how slippery and smooth the deployment is on this thing. Really dig that a lot. Again, really good detent. Great, perfect centering. Zero complaints on the centering there. Really digging that a lot. Then we open that up. We got that frame lock here. Again, titanium. And so they've added a piece of steel in here to rub right up against the back there. Now you can see it's hitting 50% of the blade, which is really nice. It doesn't give any of that weird rubbing because then it has like that like nails on a chalkboard feel if it's titanium against steel. It just has that weird, it's not bad, it's just I don't like it. So they've done that really good. They've really thought through everything there. Microns of wobble left and right, none up and down. It's rock solid up and down. You can engage that easily without having to use your nail or anything like that. I can easily move that out of the way. No over travel bar. I don't really think, or like disc, you know, a lot of guys will have that. I don't really ever have, I've never over traveled a frame lock, but there is no frame lock over travel protector. So just kind of keep that in consideration there. But particularly for this type of blade being like a gentleman EDC blade, I don't really see it being an issue. But deployment, lockup, centering, mind-boggling. Now the pocket clip, we have a perfectly contoured titanium pocket clip as well with a blue, you know, or not a blue, purple, kind of like a light purple. Doesn't really match the blue pivot. Not good or bad, just kind of pointing that out. That was kind of interesting. They didn't just do blue like on the wheel, on the pivot. 2 screws in there, so there's no like wobble or, you know, goofing around there. Good medium ride. I wouldn't say it's a high ride. I wouldn't say it's a deep ride. Really nice though. It's going to grab your pocket really nicely. It's not going to thrash your nicer clothing either. So suits, slacks, that type of thing, it's not going to damage it in any way, but it's very, you know, it's got good tension there. So it's going to be really good against your pocket. You're not going to accidentally lose it. It is righties only. They didn't have an option for over here. I wish they would for you lefties, but they didn't offer that. So I apologize. There is a standoff back here that you could run a lanyard on as long as you tied your paracord really tight up against that. It's not really designed for that, but you know, you could like wrap it really tight around that pivot and the blade would not nick it. But there is no lanyard hole aside from the, I'm saying pivot, the standoffs, my bad. The standoffs back here is something that you could run a lanyard if you wanted to on. Okay, so I've been kind of alluding to it throughout the video. The price on the blade is going to be $175. Now, we're going to have links in the description below over to Amazon as well as Blade HQ. When you guys use those hyperlinks, helps me get out there, create content. You guys help support the channel so much, regardless if it's the products you're seeing in this video or any other video. When you use those hyperlinks to Amazon and Blade HQ, helps me out so much and continues to fuel the channel. It's you guys, when you guys use those hyperlinks, you're pouring gas into the Gideon's tactical vehicle, and we can continue to go down the road here and continue to have adventures, talk, discuss, and show you content. So thank you guys so much. So $175, US blade, highest, some of my favorite steel on the market, titanium everything, blade from US, put together in China, shipped back over here. So it's kind of a blend. So that's a ton of money though. I mean, that's a lot of money for a lot of people. So you have to decide, is this right for you? The fit and finish is phenomenal. The blade steel is phenomenal. I have zero complaints with anything about the blade in that regard. And I don't really have anything else in my collection that really has all these things. The s35vn, titanium. I have some titanium handles, but different type of steel. Or I have s35vn steel, but it's nowhere near the quality with the titanium and fit and finish. So I'm just going to throw in some random blades that I just have here around on the table, just give you, you know, food for thought. USA made, Gerber Propel, This guy is going to have S30V steel, so not as good as S35vn. Aluminum handle, not titanium. It's going to come in at 4.6, so almost an ounce heavier. It's an auto feature, obviously, but, you know, I mean, that's $125, Blade HQ. So less money. You know, I mean, is the Sealion the right blade? It's super elegant, super cool, and has great fit and finish. I don't know if it's the right tool for you or not. Yeah, I would say it's for somebody who really appreciates attention to detail, really appreciates high-end materials, and is looking for an EDC functional blade. Again, about $110 here. Here's a polymer handle. Again, it's going to feel cheap and chunky, or clunky, clacky, compared to the all titanium everything. But S30V, USA made, you know, bench made bug out, about $110. Lighter weight at, you know, under 2 ounces. Different type of locking system, not as smooth, just bronze bushings. The pivot on the ball bearings is insanely smoother with the Kizer. So food for thought, things to think about. Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight with Maximet steel. Different. I like S35vn better. It's a different type of steel. I would say it's similar in some of its properties, but this particular Spyderco is like 160, I believe. Links below again. But again, a plastic polymer handle, not titanium, a different type of locking mechanism, very functional, but nowhere near as elegant, slim, and cool as the Sealion. So the Sealion is the most expensive one here on the table, and it's hard for me to find one in my collection that is at that price point, but you are getting some amazing premium materials and design and fit and finish with what Kizer has produced with this pocket knife. And I hope this video is helping you decide, is it the right one to purchase? All right, folks, we're going to bring this video to a close, and particularly want to hit this point of USA made quality, Chinese quality, the price point, all of that, and wrap it all up in a nice bow. To give you my opinion on the fit and finish, quality, and price of this tool and all of that it has to offer, I'm going to remind you of the review we did a year and a half ago on the Zero Tolerance USA made 0450. It is a very similar knife in that it is S35vn steel, ball bearing deployment, flipper. It's a frame lock that's titanium, and it's going to run you about $150, depends on where you get it, but it's almost the same size. It is a little bit lighter, but that's really in respects of like dimensions and all that type of stuff, super similar designs. But I was not a fan of that Zero Tolerance because the handle ergonomics weren't very comfortable. The deployment was really tight and kind of gave you a lot of pressure on your finger that this one doesn't have, but it has a great detent to keep the blade in place for you, which is really good. And then the other aspect as well was I was having centering issues. I think I went through 2 of those, if I remember correctly, and they were both rubbing up against the frame and just, you know, giving me issues that I haven't had a single one with this Kizer. Now, the Sealion is going to be about $25 more, but if you were to put those 2 Chinese USA made knives in front of me, I'm going to pick this Chinese one every time, and in my opinion, getting just as good or even possibly better fit and finish, quality, and attention to detail. So I do believe a lot of it comes down to who is making the knife, and particularly when it's coming from China. Does it have a good track record? Kizer has been known for years now to be producing very good fit and finish, very high quality control, very small tolerances, you know, so there's not a lot of loosey-goosey, you know, you're not getting an AK-47, you're getting a nice, clean, tight knife in this regard with the Sealion and a lot of the other blades that I've seen from Kizer. So yes, it is on the higher end, and you absolutely have to weigh whether or not that's something you want, but I believe Kizer has been nailing it, particularly with this design and giving you a premium product that you can't tell the difference in other premium products from Europe or from the US, and I think they're nailing it. So guys, I want to thank you so much for coming over here today and checking out the channel. Thank you for watching this particular video. I hope it's answered some questions for you, giving you some good food for thought, and helped you out on whether or not to throw your hard-earned money down on a knife from China that has amazing fit and finish and amazing quality put into the blade. Check us out on all the relevant social media. That's a great way to see what's up and coming, projects I'm working on, different things like that. And if you're not a current subscriber, I invite you to become part of the GT family. We're cranking out videos like this every single week. You current subscribers are awesome. You rock. Thank you so much for your continued support. And finally, guys, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.